Today I'm going to discuss our last lesson for emerging technologies in business, and it's all about ethics, privacy, and social implication in emerging technologies. I hope you had a good week last week, and this week we will be focusing. I will just be showing you sample videos, and these videos discusses some of the ethical and privacy as well as social issues with regards to some of the technologies that we have discussed in the entire semester. So for today's goals, like what I said, in terms of the organizational use of emerging technologies, how does it impact the society, the privacy issues, and as well as the ethical issues? Now, just to go back, these are the e-business applications that we have discussed the whole semester. We have discussed e-commerce application, web-based application, wireless application, and mobile application. Last meeting, we discussed early adopters with regards to all these e-business applications. Now, for this particular topic in terms of social networking, social networking had a lot of effect on the way we behave in terms of how we use the internet and how communities and people interact with each other. And we have been discussing this issue about social networking and how it changed businesses as well as consumers. Now, there's an SBS Insight video link here. I am not going to show it to you. I prefer that you actually go to this website because it's quite long, and once you do that, then I will discuss to you what were the issues discussed there. Okay. That website that you have just seen is actually just a preview of it showing us how identity or how our privacy can be affected when we put information over the internet, and this will always be a question. Now, for the next issue is in terms of mobile. America has rights or have laws regarding the rights of its people when police or the federal police can actually get information about them. But think about the government, for other government, the countries who don't have this Fourth Amendment, which gives the civil or the rights to their people. Now, government, the problem with the mobile phone tracking, if you remember the advantages of having mobile tracking for businesses, but in terms of privacy within individuals, this is an example where there might be a violation of our privacy. Now, the next issues that we have to talk about is social issues in emerging technologies. Remember Second Life, where we have been discussing this, and one issue is internet addiction. Now, this is an example where I think students are taking, or not students, but where internet users are taking internet or social network too far. The one that I just showed you is shown an example that these two people who are actually dating in real life chose to date sometimes online, and they spend more time there. And this is an example of social issue. Now the next issue of that we have to talk about is cyberbullying, and lately this has been a big issue among teenagers, where bullying doesn't only occur now in school but also outside of school, where bullies send emails and mobile phones, and there have been cases where there are suicides among teenagers because of cyberbullying. So this is an issue that we have to consider. Have I shown you this one? Oh, another issue of GPS tracking, and this one is an issue where they put nano devices so that they can track elderly people who can get lost, and this is a debate that they are actually having regarding this issue. All this wireless device, and also in internet and other emerging technology. So that tagging thing where they put chip in their in a person so that we can track them. Somewhere there are advantages, but like what they have said, some other issues is that how can we be so sure that only the people that you want to track, a certain people, can track them? What if other people can hack into the system and be able to track your dad and be able to know if there's someone in the house or he's not in the house? So it's an issue that we have to consider. And as I discussed, these are the 4 e-business applications that we have discussed the whole semester, and try to think of what other issues in terms of ethics, privacy, and social issues that might come out with regards to e-commerce applications. Now here, ethics. As you know, in the Facebook, whatever you put are now placed there permanently. So this is just a show which shows us in terms of employers, because in terms of being employers, just does it mean that because we can get all these data, that doesn't mean we should? Because, for example, like what was told in the video I just showed you, that even though some pictures are private, employees or organizations have a way of finding out or getting these pictures even if they're private. So in terms of privacy and ethics, is it right that employees should do this? So another issue that we have to consider. And the last one is in terms of Google Maps and Street Views. And this one just shows us that how Google can actually show us now. An issue with this is again privacy, and because they can see us anywhere we want, and sometimes up to detail that they can see your house and what you're doing if you're in the backyard. So again, another issue in terms of privacy. Now this is our last topic, and what I want to remind you is that on week 11 you'll do your presentation. I'll see you there. I'll meet you for just 10 minutes maybe before your presentation, just to give you your sample exam and give you reminders. And then on week 12 I will see you for the review and the sample exam review. See you and have a nice week.